Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is going to be Storytime with Jules by the Sea. Okay, I'm gonna jump right in. This is not a new channel, but I've decided to do stories. And I know I love them, so I hope you enjoy this one. All my stories are pretty much true. They're things that have happened to me in my life. So I'm gonna keep this one nice, short and sweet. And hopefully you'll have a comment, you'll be able to share something similar that has happened with you, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. So here goes. This story is about a magic spell that I did. At the time I was living in Florida with my best friend. She lived in a beautiful, beautiful house that was on a lake. The name of the lake was Lake Giles. And if you face the house, over on the left-hand side was a nice garage, pretty decent garage. Behind the garage was the kitchen, and then behind that was my best friend's room. The middle of the house consisted of huge, gigantic sliding glass doors all the way across, so that at night you could have this beautiful view of the lake. It was gorgeous. And then of course all the way towards the left-hand side was my room and her uncle's room. So we at the time were dating surfers, and when you think of surfers, I mean, for me it's just excitement, it's beach, it's fun, it's drinking, and of course to them it was weed. But we had the best time. I had the best time during that period of my life, and they lived 6 blocks down, and we were spending a lot of time with them. We would hang out, we would drink, we would bar hop, we would go to parties, and pretty much they basically ghosted. They left, they disappeared, and we didn't know what the hell happened to them. So of course, being a young girl, and we weren't that young, this wasn't that long ago, but you know, you're thinking, what the hell did we do? What happened? We would talk about it all the time. We just couldn't figure it out. So one day I decided to call my sister. I have 6, by the way, but this particular one kind of gave me advice. And when you take advice from someone that you love, someone that you look up to, what are you gonna do? You're gonna pretty much take the advice. So she recommended that I do a love spell. So when she said love spell, I was like, what? You want me to do a what? And she said, yeah, love spell. And she told me what to do. She told me what to gather, what to get, and how to do it. So of course I did. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. I got my best friend. Basically, we got a big pot, and we got water, we put cloves, we put cinnamon, we put sugar, we put flowers, honey, anything sweet that we could think of to put in this pot. We brought it all to a boil, and then of course, once we got it to a boil, once it simmered, we put this liquid into spray bottles. Now, people believe that the only way that you can do these spells is, oh, you need a book and you worship bad things and you do. No. These spells can come to be if you, it has to do with your mind, your thoughts, and your feelings. If you believe you're doing a spell, then you're doing a spell. You don't need a book to guide you. And basically what we did was a spell because that's what we were thinking, that's what we were feeling, that's what we were saying, that's what we were doing. So once we got the liquid in the bottles, we kind of hold each other down. We said our own words to each other because we basically did it to each other. We didn't think that it would be right if we did it to ourselves. So she did her thing on me and I did my thing on her. And another thing was that she had a sixth sense just like I did, and when we were together, weird things would happen and we couldn't explain it. But anyway, so we did it, and then the next day we realized, okay, nothing happened. It didn't work. So we went about our day. We were in and out of the house, and it was a big lake, so there was a lot to do, and we always had something to do. And at that time we were in the kitchen getting ready to probably go shopping, I think, and we heard cars in the driveway. And we kind of got excited. We were like, oh my God, is that them? And we were right, it was them. But so we just sat there and we figured they would come to the door because we were so used to them having them over. Sometimes they would just walk in and, you know, they would wakeboard all the time. They would bring their boats to the house to go on the lake and things like that. So we were used to that type of interaction with them, but nobody came up. No one opened the door, no one knocked, no one tried to come in or anything. So eventually we had to go outside. We went outside and they were kind of bouncing a basketball around, and I'm looking at them. They're not even playing with the basketball. They're kind of just like bouncing it, and then it would drop and they would pick it up, and it was just odd behavior. And we were standing there for a while and no one said anything. So finally we had to grab their attention. When we grabbed their attention, they couldn't give us a straight answer. They had like a glazed look in their eye. They looked lethargic, they looked confused. Then it dawned on me that what we did worked. And it dawned on me that what we did wasn't the right thing. Why would you want this type of attention? They weren't coming there to see us. They weren't coming there because they were happy to want to be with me or my best friend. They didn't know why they were there. They did not know. They just were there, and all they knew was that they had to be there and nothing else. And whenever we tried to get a straight answer, they would just be like, I don't know, and look away or walk back to the car or continue to finagle with the ball. I'm like, we couldn't get a straight answer, nothing. And my best friend and I realized at that time that wasn't a good thing that we did. And then we started to worry about, okay, what could the repercussions be? And we were right. The repercussions were pretty bad. So the next story that I post is going to be what happened because of that magic spell. And I just want people to realize that your actions do matter. What you do matters. What you think matters. What you feel matters. And shit can happen. And if you're not careful, if you don't use your judgment on certain things like magic spells, I mean, you're asking for a lot of trouble. But anyway, that's my story. I hope you stay tuned for the next story. If you have any questions, please feel free, comment, follow. I will try to comment back if you have any questions. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. So again, this was story time or I should say this is story time with Jules by the Sea. So until my next story,